Guys, I'm going on this inner tube. I saw the biggest river monster, genuinely probably of my life. It was some sort of a catfish. It had a mustache.
Yeah, no, 100% cove. 100% cove.
Gaff or net?
No, we'll get him in the net.
Oh, that's why I didn't pull it. Meter barra far out. Oh. Big fish. This is what we're after. This is the fish. This is the fish.
Faith Mary, a channel full of fishing experiments, family trips, and light-hearted adventures. In this one, she takes on something completely new, her very first attempt at bow fishing. Armed with a freshly rigged bow and a lot of enthusiasm, Faith sets out on the river with one big target in mind, a 4-foot carp.
Try and catch a huge carp, a 4-foot carp. Just like how I tried to catch a 4-foot carp in my last video, I'm gonna try and shoot it.
She's read up, watched other creators, and learned why carp are often the focus of bow fishing. They're invasive, they cloud the water, and conservation groups even encourage their removal. It's a challenge with a purpose, and she's determined to try. The morning starts with rigged lines in the water, corn, liver, worms, while she scans the shallows with her bow. No luck at first, just clear water and nerves about what might be swimming beneath. Then, a jolt of excitement. She spots what looks like a river monster, a catfish, with whiskers so long it makes her rethink floating out in the tube.
Guys, I'm going on this inner tube. I saw the biggest river monster, genuinely probably of my life. It was some sort of a catfish. It had a mustache, giant. So, guess what? I'm gonna go on the inner tube. My mom's gonna help me get out over there. But let's get on into it.
The cold water, the silence, and the thought of a giant fish lurking nearby are enough to send her back toward shore. Faith draws and releases a few shots, but bow fishing is tougher than it looks. The draw weight is heavy, the aim tricky, and the fish elusive. Hats get saved, arrows fly, but the carp never quite cooperate. Just when the day seems like a bust, her mom saves it with a surprise. A rod bends, the hook sets, and a small hybrid bluegill comes flashing out of the water. Not a giant carp, not a monster catfish, but proof that patience still pays, and that family fishing trips always find a way to deliver a catch.
Water fully.
Okay, you ready to get him?
Oh, I think he's a hybrid. Good job, Mama.
Yay, I caught one!
Good job, Mama.
Mama caught the first fish.
Mama caught the first fish.
Little bluegill.
Oh, he's off. He did it.
Oh yeah.
By the end, Faith laughs it off. No big trophies, but a start. Bow fishing is a whole new world compared to hook and line, and this trip is the first step toward learning it. And just when you think things can't get any crazier, this next encounter takes it to another level. Fishing Townsville is a channel built on family fishing trips and honest reports from North Queensland waters. In this video, they kick off the new season chasing doggy mackerel around the Bay Pylons. The day starts strong. Lockie hooks into the first mackerel of the year, a solid 55-centimeter fish that sets the tone for the morning. More bites follow, with pillies doing the job when metal slices get ignored. They rack up a neat feed of doggies, each around legal size, before shifting to new pylons in search of fresh schools.
I mean,
Illegal?
oh, well and truly, like.
Not bad, actually.
Ah, well and
Just
truly.
water.
No.
Then, the trip takes a turn. Out wider, the calm forecast doesn't quite deliver, but the crew pushes on, hoping for a Spaniard or something bigger. That's when chaos erupts. A massive shark, nearly half the length of the boat, surges up out of nowhere. Moments later, Lockie hooks into a dream cobia, only to have the shark circle and steal it right at the boat. The water lights up on the sounder, not with fish, but with shark after shark. 5, maybe more, cruising just beneath them.
Yeah, no, 100% cove. 100% cove.
Gaff or net?
No, we'll get him in the net.
That's a big cobia.
It's a lovely cove, mate.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus, he's running at me. Oh, because there's a shark.
Go back.
No, I'm just going to try and keep him up. Get that net, get that net. I'm just going to hold him because if he... No.
Oh shit, good break.
Every hookup now comes with the same tension. Can they beat the sharks to the boat? The afternoon turns into a battle of attrition. Trevally get mauled mid-fight. Big nanny guy bury into structure or vanish to teeth, and lure after lure is lost. The crew keep grinding, hauling up the odd legal fish, but most of the runs end in disappointment. By the time they point the bow home, the esky holds just the doggies from the morning and the weight of too many what-ifs. It's a typical Townsville offshore story. Good fish, tough luck, and sharks everywhere. That was wild. But hold on, because the next clip is even more shocking. In September 2025, the channel Reef Addicts, a crew known for chasing fish far out on the reef and sharing both the highs and the headaches of offshore adventures, set out on another mission. But instead of big bites, the day opened with big problems. The morning began smooth, oil topped, fuel bladders emptied, and lines ready. Then disaster struck.
Yeah, left engine will not start. Won't even try to kick over, so something's wrong with the starter motor. Tried the old whack it.
The left engine refused to start. The crew pulled the starter motor, tested wires, and even tried the old hammer tap, but nothing worked. Out at sea with only one engine, the mood dropped fast. It meant crawling speed and hours of frustration instead of fishing. Still, they didn't quit. As the boat pushed slowly toward Mackay for phone reception, lines went in the water. If the motors weren't cooperating, maybe the ocean would. But the real breakthrough came when Josh finally got word back from his brother. Bridge the starter wire with 12 volts. One careful arc with a screwdriver, a flash of sparks, and the dead motor coughed back to life. Burnt fingers, singed nerves, but they had two engines again. With the fix in place, the mood flipped. Fuel topped at Mai, a new solenoid sourced, and by the next day, both motors fired with the key. At last, it was time to fish, and the reef delivered. The sounder lit up over a tiny patch of rock no bigger than the boat, but stacked with life. Jared locked into a huge nanny guy, fighting it all the way past circling sharks. Lissa finally broke her dry streak with a heavy fish of her own, hauling a monster nanny into the boat. Then came the highlight. Josh's rod buckled, and after a brutal fight, color flashed red beneath the boat. A red emperor, the crown jewel of the reef. Exactly the reason they pushed so far out.
Yeah, it's a nanny or a red.
Yeah, you can start to see the colour.
That is
Coming
what
up.
I'm talking about.
Oh, it's going over the boat. Oh, I can see Jared's too. Get up, big boy.
Big nanny.
Yeah!
Big nanny. Woo!
Sharks took their share, rods bent and snapped, but the esky filled. As the sun dropped, spirits were high again. Dinner that night was yellow curry cooked with fresh reef fish. Proof that even a day that started with breakdowns could end in triumph. Reef Addicts showed once again what their channel is all about: resilience, improvisation, and chasing the kind of fish most anglers dream of. Fishing can go from calm to chaotic in seconds, and this next moment proves it. In 2024, the channel B and D Fishing Adventures, known for chasing big barramundi close to home, set out with one goal.
Welcome back, guys. So you would have seen from the title that I'm attempting to catch some big barra 5 minutes from the boat ramp. So it's about 8 a.m. Currently just side scanning the rock wall.
To show you don't need to travel far from the boat ramp to find trophy fish. The morning began at 8 a.m., side scanning along the rock wall. Within minutes, bait appeared on the screen, and behind it, the unmistakable shapes of barra. A cast-up current, the lure hopped past their noses, and the first strike came almost instantly. Line peeled, The fish ran for the motor, and chaos hit the deck. A dream start. Released and back in the water, the hunt continued. More fish rolled on the sounder, sitting just 5 meters off the wall. Twice, heavy hits came on the drop.
Cast my lure up current, and that one kind of hit it on the drop, so.
The rod loading up with serious weight, only for the hooks to pull free. Frustration mounted, but persistence paid off. Another strike hammered the lure, and this time the hooks stuck.
But what I might do is just put the scope in, just so I can see if whereabouts they're actually sitting.
After a thrashing fight around the boat, a second barra surfaced, pushing 85 centimeters. Thick, silver, and powerful, proof the rock wall was alive. The session wasn't over. Cod joined the mix, smashing lures tight to structure, their colors flashing gold and brown against the rocks. Then, another heavy connection. This time an 83-centimeter barra, pinned perfectly in the top lip and landed clean. 3 solid fish in barely 10 minutes of fishing, each one showing the power of these river predators.
Good one. What do you go?
83.
83.
So, been fishing for
Big.
maybe 10 minutes, so we'll get them back in and try and get an upgrade.
The message was clear. You don't need to travel far or fish remote systems to find action. Just minutes from the ramp, with the right tide and the right lure, barra are waiting. That's the heart of B&D Fishing Adventures, showing how knowledge, timing, and persistence can turn an ordinary morning into something unforgettable. If you thought that last catch was intense, wait until you see what happens here. In 2024, the channel's Saltwater Fishing NQ, known for chasing trophy fish across North Queensland's rivers and creeks, set out to test a hidden stretch of the Ross River.
So this is the conditions you want, where there's 2 pools on either side and you choose your side. And so I'm going to have a work around the edges here.
The day began with rain, humidity, and tough conditions, but the plan was simple. Catch live bait, work the bottlenecks, and target mangrove jacks and barra in their ambush zones. After hours of waiting for the tide, the first strike came quickly.
In that quiet zone looks very jacky. That looks very jacky.
Tight to structure, a jack smashed the bait and bricked the angler almost instantly. Moments later, another hit connected. A smaller jack around 30 centimeters, but proof the spot was alive.
I said that zone would be jacky, eh? Nah, bit small. About 30 something. Oh.
Then came the real prize. A bait drifted down the edge, drew a heavy thump, the rod loaded up, and line screamed through the guides. The culprit revealed itself in a burst of power, a meter-plus barramundi.
Oh! Big barra. Oh, that's why I didn't pull it. Meter barra far out. Oh.
In the cramped mangrove-lined creek, every surge threatened disaster. The fish lunged for snags, head shakes rattled the rod, and the angler played a careful game of patience, letting the giant run while steering it clear of danger. At last, the silver slab rolled beside the boat, thick, powerful, and pushing around 27 kilos. The dream of every northern angler.
Yeah, he gulped the whole thing down. Oh, it's about 27 kilos.
Landed in a narrow creek on live bait. Carefully unhooked, revived, and released, the giant slipped back into the depths, leaving behind adrenaline, relief, and a memory etched forever. One unexpected encounter after another. And this next one will leave you stunned. On 2024, the channel 618 Fishing, run by Nick and known for chasing monster freshwater fish across rivers and spillways in the Midwest, delivered one of the wildest catches of the year.
Oh, there's a bite. Oh, fish on. Big fish. Big fish. Big fish. This is what we're after. This is the fish.
Nick had set himself a clear goal to finally land a true giant blue catfish. His first attempt earlier in the season came up short, but on this trip, he was determined to change that. After dragging his gear on foot to a restricted spillway zone, he began casting spoons for baitfish and quickly hooked into hybrids and drum. These smaller catches proved the spot was alive, but the real target was lurking in the current seam where fast water met slack. That's where he placed a chunk of silver carp on a heavy Carolina rig, and that's when the chaos began. The rod doubled over violently, the line screamed, and Nick shouted that he was into a big one. After a nerve-wracking battle against snags and surging current, he pulled his first monster into the net, a 39-pound blue catfish, his new personal best. The celebration was short-lived because only minutes later, lightning struck twice.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh. Monster fish in the spillway.
Another massive strike, another brutal fight, and against all odds, Nick hauled in an even larger fish. This one tipped the scales at 52 pounds.
Oh my gosh. It's another giant. It's another giant. Oh my gosh, you guys. 52 pounds. 52 pounds.
An upgrade that crushed his previous record and fulfilled the dream he had been chasing for years before releasing it back into the depths. Growing up along the Mississippi River, he had always imagined the monsters hiding beneath the surface. And on this day, he finally met them face to face.
All right, and there he is.
Come on, come on, come on.
Little baby fish is now in the sling.
Go get some hook sets in and go chase the giant later. So
you tell the difference between a male and a female.
In September 2024, Darcizzle Offshore, a Florida fishing channel where Darcy, also known as Sizzle, and Brian take you out on the boat to chase saltwater action and teach as they go. The morning begins under dark clouds, and almost instantly rods start bending. Double, tripled up, they shout as reels scream and lines cross. Bonita blitz the spread, some slipping off, others skipping across the surface straight into the boat. Pure chaos, and the day is only starting. Darcy pulls one in on the Riptide Flyer lure, while Brian manages the spread. They reset quickly because when fish are stacked, every second matters. Next, the electric Kraken reel digs deep with a Bonita strip. Another hit, another fight. But this one shakes free. No problem. Reset and keep going. Then, the unexpected. A rod bends heavy, planing deep, and the boat slows to hold the line. At first, everyone thinks it's a wahoo, but when the fish rises, the dorsal fin gives it away. It's a shark, hooked on the trolling rig. The fight is tense, the crew careful, and just when it looks like they've got control, the rig flies free, splashing overboard.
Nice. Put him in the back.
Watch yourself.
For a moment, it feels like a loss, but the hook comes out clean and the shark swims away strong. A wild, unpredictable catch that no one saw coming. The action doesn't stop. More kudas slam the lines, spinning spray across the deck. Some are called trash fish, others great bait, but either way, the crew keeps it fun. A few quick shake-offs at the boat and they're right back to trolling. By the end, 3 species hit the deck, the spread stayed hot, and the surprises made the day. That's what Darcizzle Offshore does best, showing the real energy of Florida fishing, from chaotic triples to the wildest curveballs the ocean can throw. In November 2024, Fishing with Louisa, a channel where Louisa and her crew travel the world to chase big game fish, share the fight, and show the thrill of catch and release. From the very first lines in the water, it's chaos. Sailfish after sailfish slam the spread, peeling drag and rocketing to the surface in acrobatic leaps. The rods bend, the reels scream, and one by one, fish are brought to the boat, leader in hand, before being released back into the blue. At one point, multiple hookups hit at the same time, double, even triple action. Louisa battles her fish, while Marco, the boat owner, steps in to crank another. They can barely keep up. As fast as they set the lines, another sailfish is on. It's non-stop. The energy builds with every leap. Silver and blue bodies slice through the water, sails lit up in the sun. The crew cheers each time one comes boat side. Some fights are short, some drag out, but the result is always the same. Another successful catch, another clean release. Louisa smiles as she explains that this is actually the slow season here, and still the bite is relentless. Dozens of sailfish in one trip, with more waiting just below. The highlight is not just the numbers, but the sheer beauty of these fish, lively, powerful, and fast. As the day winds down, they admire the last fish boat side, strong, shining, and still full of fight. It kicks away into the deep. For Louisa, that's the best part, knowing each release keeps the ocean thriving for the next battle. This was one for the books. Sailfish after sailfish, an unforgettable day offshore. That's Fishing with Louisa. Big fish, big energy, and the joy of letting them go. In 2020, Christine Fisher, one of the strongest names in competitive kayak fishing, heads to South Florida after storms shut down her muskie trip on the James River. The plan? Find base in heavy grass, and hopefully, find a giant. It doesn't take long before Christine dials in the bite. A makeshift swim jig pulled through thick cover gets crushed, breaking her line and even bloodying her lip in the chaos.
Oh my God! Come on, come on, come on!
That's base fishing at its rawest. Violent hits and close calls. But she knows the pattern now. They don't want a slow drag, they want that bait swimming. Then it happens. Her rod doubles. The fish stays deep, surging under the kayak. This is a giant, she shouts, and the fight is on. The base thrashes, testing her 16-pound fluorocarbon to the limit. When she finally hauls it aboard, the scale reads 11.65 pounds.
11.65.
Measured at 25 3/4, it's the biggest base she's ever landed. A true Florida trophy. Most anglers would be done right there, but Christine keeps grinding. Electronics light up on side scan, showing big arcs hugging grass lines. She casts the jackhammer chatterbait, lets it fall, and the rod loads heavy again. Another giant. This one stretches 23 1/4 inches and hammers home why the chatterbait is such a killer in these waters. 2 double-digit caliber fish in one session, one pushing 12 pounds, the other nearly 8. Both caught by reading the water, trusting electronics, and refusing to settle for small bites. It's the essence of Christine Fisher, resilient, technical, and relentless on the hunt for giants. This Florida detour, born from bad weather up north, turns into one of her most unforgettable base fishing days ever. In June 2024, UK Fisherwoman, a channel where she blends carp fishing with travel and glamping across the UK. In this session, she returns to Stanley Villa Farm for 5 days, with rods out for a mix of relaxed camping and serious overnight fishing. Early on, it's Reese who hooks into the first fish of the trip. A lively mirror comes in from the island, small but stocky, with bright colors and bold scales. It's the kind of catch that makes this lake special. No two mirrors ever look the same. A tiny carp follows soon after, a little baby mirror that ends up moved into the stock pond. Not monsters, but the start is promising. The real highlight comes after moving into the overnight fishing pods. With rods reset, she casts one back out toward the reeds, doubtful at first. Minutes. Later, the alarm screams. The fight holds steady, and when the net slips under the fish, it's clear. This is a good one. Up comes a stunning mirror carp, heavy with thick scales along its back. The weight settles around 17 pounds, the biggest she's had from this lake, and later confirmed as a resident known as the General, a named fish and a catch to remember. The action keeps flowing. Reese nets another mirror, smaller in size but almost fully scaled, its fins glowing bright orange. Even the small ones here look like artwork. But not every battle ends in victory. One powerful carp shakes free right at the net, a painful hook pull that stings in the moment. The next morning brings more reward. A run from the reeds delivers the first common of the session. Long, lean, and missing half its tail, it's still a striking catch. Another short scrap adds one more mirror to the tally, with clean scales and a belly built for growth. By the end of the stay, both are tired but satisfied. A mix of calm nights, steady bites, and one special named carp made the trip unforgettable. That's UK Fisherwoman. Real fishing, real moments, and highlights built around the fight. In September 2018, Brooke Christ Outdoors, a Florida family channel that takes you out on the water to catch, clean, and cook everything fresh. It's opening day of lobster season, and Brooke heads out with her family to see if they can hit the legal limit. The first dive doesn't disappoint. In murky water with heavy chop, they pull lobsters one after another from a single rock. 5 shorts get released, but 19 solid keepers make it to the bag. Then the big shocker, a massive lobster with purple legs and a speckled tail, so calm it barely fights the net. Side by side, it looks nothing like the normal bugs. At the second spot, the dive continues. Antennas poke from the rocks, nets swoop, and the count rises fast. Within 2 hours, the crew hits 30 lobsters, the limit. A tough day with bad visibility still turns into a massive success. Back on land, Brooke shows how it's done. Twist the head from the tail, snap an antenna, and use it to pull out the digestive tract. She points out a soft-shell lobster, fresh from molting, with bendy horns and a body predators would love. She also shows the difference between male and female.
You tell the difference between a male and a female. This here is a male. This is a female. You see these little tiny...
And why egg-carrying females are always left behind.
They hold the eggs under their body, under their tail, with these extra little things. And if it did have eggs, it would have a giant orange clump on the tail, which we didn't end up finding any females with eggs today. But you're allowed to take females as long as they don't have eggs on their tails.
Then comes the cook. Some lobsters go straight to the grill, split, brushed with garlic butter, seared face down, then flipped and finished with paprika and cilantro. The rest are chopped for homemade lobster mac and cheese, baked golden with breadcrumbs on top. By dinner, the reviews say it all. The grilled lobster has that smoky snap, the mac and cheese is rich and loaded. Opening day ends with the whole family eating like kings, proof that hard dives and sharp eyes pay off. In 2024, Nicole Stone Outdoors, a channel where Nicole takes her audience on unforgettable fishing adventures and shows both the beauty of remote destinations and the thrill of battling trophy fish.
Go get some hook sets in and go chase the giant later. So
in this video, she travels to Tazen Lake Lodge in northwestern Saskatchewan, a fly-in paradise known for one thing: lake trout of a lifetime. The trip begins with smaller catches, enough to shake off the nerves and get the lines wet. Nicole explains how simple the setup can be. Just a tube jig with a glow finish, dropped into depths of 60 to 120 feet, moved only slightly to tempt sluggish fish. It doesn't take long before the real action begins. Out of nowhere, the rod bends hard, and Nicole finds herself hanging on. The trout circles under the boat, testing every inch of the line. Just as it looks like the fish might come free, the guide makes a perfect scoop with the net. On deck lies the fattest lake trout Nicole has ever seen, her first personal best of the trip. But the night isn't over. Even after midnight, the group pushes on, determined to find giants. Megan hooks into something massive, and the fight is exhausting. For every few feet she gains, the fish rips back twice as much, arms shaking, line screaming. The battle continues until finally, with one last push, the fish breaks surface. It's huge, 43 inches, and easily the fish of a lifetime for most anglers. The boat erupts in cheers, and yet at Tazen, even this size isn't unusual. Other groups are already reporting lake trout over 46 inches. The final day brings the moment Nicole has been waiting for. The rod doubles over. The reel groans. And everyone knows this is the big one. The fish refuses to give an inch, holding deep before suddenly rocketing toward the surface. Tension builds as Nicole reels down again and again, fighting to keep control. At last, the guide slips the net under the fish, and the boat explodes with excitement. On deck is the largest lake trout Nicole has ever caught, a true 50-pound class giant shining silver in the northern light. For Nicole, it's not just the fish, it's the entire experience. Remote beauty, dedicated guides, amazing food, and above all, a fishery that produces memories unlike anywhere else. Tazen Lake delivers on its promise, giving Nicole not just one, but multiple fish of a lifetime.
Oh my god, he's a monster, bro! Oh my gosh, a PC Fun Naughty X is crushing this dinosaur! Oh my god!
You stop. Okay. Listen, Darcy, you really have to stop. You really just have to take it down.
I'm just freaking out because I just got up.
Darcizzle Offshore is an adventurous fishing vlog channel featuring Darcizzle, and often her crew, exploring waterways, chasing big fish, wild encounters, gator spots, and all the ups and downs of life out on the water. The sun had barely risen when Darcizzle and her crew pushed off into the moss-lined backwaters, tension humming beneath the calm mirror of the water. For viewers, the hours drift by with the promise of bass, but nature always has its own agenda. And today, that agenda included something much larger than everyone expected. As she casts, her line splits the reflected tree canopy. The water ripples in concentric waves. Then silence. A sudden lunge, a spray of water, and something massive surges from the murky depths. Darcizzle reacts just as we would. A sharp gasp, the rod bending in a way that says this is not a base. The beast on the other end is muscular, ancient-seeming, powerful. Her breathing quickens, her grip tightens. The fight begins. Every inch dragged out of the water feels replayed like myth, old as the swamp itself. The alligator, sleek and uncompromising, snaps and rolls, each movement forwarding itself as both danger and fascination. Around her, the crew shouts, the boat rocks, the tension becomes visceral. Through the struggle, you see Darcizzle's resolve, pushing past fear, managing the line, and refusing to let go even when the jaws just might win. The match of strength becomes a dance of survival. Water splashes, teeth glinting, her muscles burning, the roar of adrenaline in her ears. Then, with a final heave, she wrests control.
Oh my god, he's a monster, bro! Oh my gosh, a PC Fun Naughty X is crushing this dinosaur! Oh my god! Oh my god! Stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on, stay on. Stop, 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 stop. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god!
The creature slips free, or perhaps just backs off, and the world falls back into its more familiar rhythm. Water, boat, breath. 2024. Los Canaleros del 956, a South Texas channel that films real no-frills fishing days with friends and local anglers, bringing you the fight, the teaching, and the win without fluff. Today's clip follows Ava, a new female angler from the valley, as she learns jug fishing and then goes head-to-head with alligator gar on both light and heavy setups. It starts with quick action. They spot a jug dancing, ease in, clip the line, and hand Eva the first fight of the morning. The fish won't show, then breaks surface, a thick blue cat. They measure it at 24 inches and let it go, a clean release to warm up the day.
Doesn't want to come up yet.
No se deja, no
It's a
me-
nice catfish. Let me get this.
You got it?
First fish of the morning.
On a job.
Just to get our feet wet, you know?
Damn.
Yeah, bring it up there.
The first one is huge.
Beautiful.
Jugs get rebaited, and we get a simple masterclass. How to pin bait, how to sew bait so it won't tear off, why the M2 A-leader works, and why you point the rod tip where the gar is running. Keep the line smooth. Let the fish eat, then drive the hook. First gar run, chaos. The boat drifts, rods cross, and the camera misses the opening seconds. When the fish hits the deck, they realize the crazy truth. The gar isn't even hooked. The braided line is wrapped around its snout, a near miss that could have snapped if they'd hesitated. They bleed the gar for clean meat, and the tutorial continues. Quick, humane dispatch, throat cut in the water to pump the blood and keep loins white. While one loin comes off in tidy strips, another rod starts screaming. Eva steps up again. She waits, loads the rod, and on the call, sets hard. The fish runs, circles the boat, tries to foul the line. She stays calm, walks the deck, keeps pressure, and turns the head.
We got it! Damn!
Woo! It's freaking bad! Woo! Baby, we got him. Reel in your line a little bit and pull.
See if you can make him jump.
That's the biggest gar of my clients of 2024.
Nuh-uh.
And me, yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Damn!
Biggest gear on the boat in 2024. The kind of fish you dream about and doubt until it's tail to tip on a ruler. Windy day, rough water, jugs mostly quiet. But the rod bite pays off twice, and the second is a lifetime catch. That's Los Canaleros del 956 at their best. Local knowledge, patient teaching, and a guest who proves she can fight with the best of them. 2021, Brooke Christ Outdoors, a South Florida channel where Brooke and friends chase real beach runs, teach while they fish, and let the action speak louder than hype. The glass minnow migration is on, the surf is alive, and Brooke pins something heavy that refuses to show. Tarpon usually leap. This one doesn't. The fight grinds into that simple rule. Whoever gets tired first loses. Line dumps, swells lift, and bury the fish, and every push toward the shallow water gets denied. When it finally flashes, the mystery breaks. A blacktip shark, foul hooked in the pectoral fin, the worst leverage you can ask for on spinning gear. Every time she tries to turn the head, the fin drags like a sea anchor. She stays patient, keeps pressure, uses the waves, and wins it to the wash. Quick unhook, clean release, lure back, lesson logged, wrong spot, right fight. They beach hop chasing signs. Birds pick, bait showers, and a call comes in. Tarpon going crazy down the line. Cameras up, then down. This part is about the fish. Joey Antonelli's dad is tight on a giant, and the drone catches the release. Silver sides glowing in shallow water. A careful revive until the big fish kicks free. 100 plus, easy.
I'll hand this off now, thank you.
Nice, good job! That thing's huge!
Alright. Let him go? Yeah, I'll revive him.
The sandbar turns the surf into a runway. Cast farther, land safer, release cleaner. It's a gift on a day when sharks pace the shore break and remind everyone not to wade too deep. Back up the beach, another hookup near them, first beach tarpon, for a new angler. Cheers carry on the wind. Brooke resets, honest about the goal. They came for tarpon, but fishing is fishing. Some days the story is the fish you didn't plan on, the teachable moments between runs, and the way a team moves together when it counts. Today's highlight reel is exactly that. A stubborn fight in heavy surf, a textbook release, a monster tarpon for a friend's dad, and proof that persistence plus timing beats luck, more often than not. 2024 Gale Force Twins, a channel where twin sisters Emily and Amanda take you on clean, hands-on saltwater adventures, teaching simple tactics while chasing real fish in beautiful water. Today they paddleboard to Snipe Key with one rod, a bag of shrimp, and crystal clear flats under their feet.
Look at that!
The goal is simple. Find baby sharks in the shallows and see if they'll bite. They spot fins cruising the beach edge and ease ashore. The sharks are tiny, fast, and spooky. The twins pick a spot, sit still, and start chumming with small shrimp and ballyhoo. Curious shapes circle. Bites don't stick. A shark even shows an old hook in its mouth. Proof these little hunters learn quick. They adapt. Off goes the jig. On goes a light live bait hook with a short piece of wire and a small chunk of ballyhoo.
Wire on a live bait hook. Right, so now we have it's a 4-0 live bait hook instead of a jig. So hopefully maybe the jig was spooking them.
Let him eat, they remind each other, keeping calm as a shark noses the bait. The line ticks, the shark turns. Hook set. First baby shark on the sand. Quick show of those tiny teeth, a careful handle, and a clean release. Lesson logged. They crack the code and reset the spread. Now it heats up. They drop 3 fresh chunks right in front of a GoPro they've strapped to a branch for underwater shots.
Okay, now get your piece.
More sharks appear, even bigger ones, bumping and circling as if testing each other. One grabs and runs past the branch, tangling the line. They troubleshoot without panic, walk the beach, and free it. Another pickup, firmer this time. Rod loads, drag whispers, and a thicker baby shark slides to shore. They point out the sandpaper skin. Smooth down, rough up.
Something neat about these sharks too, or all sharks in general really, is that if you go down it, the skin is smooth, and then if you go up it, it's actually rough.
Another fast, clean release, all fingers and toes accounted for. There's comedy too. A bold crab hijacks their ballyhoo, and the twins shrug and rebait like pros. Between laughs, they keep the core message clear. Quiet feet, small baits, short wire, and patience. On quiet flats, precision beats power. By the end, they've turned a casual paddle into a mini masterclass, reading water, changing rigs, controlling a beach fight, and treating the fish with care. It's the Gale Force Twins way. Simple plan, smart tweaks, pretty scenery, and a result you can copy on your next trip. 2024, Darcizzle Offshore, a Florida-based channel where Darcy and Brian chase inshore predators, teach simple tactics, and keep the day honest. Wins, mistakes, and all. Sunrise over home flats, the mullet run is on, and the plan is classic. Live bait, moving tides, eyes peeled for tarpon. After weeks of near misses, Darcy breaks the skunk with a trolling strike, barracuda on a favorite lure, and the boat mood lifts. Then it happens. A fast flurry at the net, a twist, and the treble buries deep in her left hand. Pain hits hard. She fights panic, voice shaking, Brian trying to steady the moment.
Please stop.
Okay.
Listen, Darcy, you really have to stop. It's really just a hook. Take it down.
I'm just freaking out because I just got hooked and now it's
Okay.
getting hurting, you know? So
Okay,
it's like
okay,
I'm
but we
starting, the
can't
shock's
do any-
starting to come
All right,
off.
Darcy, it's just a hook. You have to relax.
Don't yank, don't push through, use the braid trick. You can hear the fear and the coaching overlap. It's messy, real.
It hurts.
All right, I know. I mean, I can try and work it out real quick, but I don't know what to tell you.
And exactly how these things go in tight quarters. They loop braid on the hook, press the eye to flatten the barb's angle, and on a sharp count, snap, clean release. Tears, breath, and that shaky laugh you only hear when the adrenaline fades. Most crews would run for the dock. They don't. Out comes a Patreon-sent first aid kit, saline, bandage, tape, and the lesson keeps rolling right there on deck. Disinfect, wrap, keep moving. Darcy is embarrassed but unbroken. She owns it, calls herself out, and decides the day won't end on a treble. Back to work. More docks, more live baits, the familiar routine that calms the hands and resets the mind. By the time the sun climbs, the boat has fish in the log and a story that will stick. To close it out, Brian demos the same braid technique on a banana so everyone can see it slow. Press the hook eye down to change the barb's angle, loop the braid, one crisp pull straight back, out clean. It's simple, it's safe when done right.
And you just yank it, and it comes right out.
And it turns a scary moment into a teachable one. 2024. Ben Royce, a channel where real anglers chase real trophies and let the camera roll through the grind, the nerves, and the payoff. Today's highlight starts quiet and wide open. New water, nobody around, just a couple of humps on sonar, and a screen lit with perch. That's the sign. Bait on the structure means a predator is close. Lines drop. Not 5 minutes in, a rod loads. The drag sings. Watch this, babe. And the boat shifts from scout mode to full battle. He's on the Aqualine Dragon, and the fish answers like a freight train. No fancy cuts here, just breath, line, and a tight drag that still gives when the run turns brutal. Hands settle, don't tighten it. He keeps it steady, pumps slow, gains a foot, loses two, then gains again. The real hum turns to a low grind. Forearms burn. He says it out loud, muscles pumping, and you feel it because the fish will not quit. The phone gets set down so both hands can work. That's when you know it's real. The boat energy flips. You hear the small things. A heel sliding, a breath held, the quiet, I'm not happy. Because big fish bring big risk, and one mistake is all it takes. He lifts, pauses, breathes. The drag ticks once, twice, then a heavier surge. Deep head shakes, classic big mark behavior. Up it comes in slow inches, and they coach each other. A little pull, a little give, eyes glued to the angle. The surface bulges, silver pushes up. Then the water opens, and the fish shows, thick and long. And the first clean reaction is the only honest one, shock. Oh my God, look at this fish. It's the kind you talk about for years, because you didn't just find it. You read the map, trusted the humps, believed the perch, and stayed patient when the easy move was to keep roaming. What seals the clip is the finish, no panic, no hero move, just control. The fish slides into range, the lift is smooth, and the camera catches the size. Broad, heavy, absolutely earned. The music kicks in, but it doesn't have to. The shot of that fish says everything. New spot, fast hook, long fight, perfect land. That's the Ben Royce recipe. Hunt smart, fight clean, and prove it on camera.
And I may have a tuna on.
Look at that fish, you guys. Look at that.
But I really have no idea what this fish is.
We got king number one. Got him up.
I have kind of a plan. Claire is going to be joining me.
Fishing with Louisa is a channel where Louisa and Jimmy travel the world in search of big fish and unforgettable days on the water. In this episode, they return to El Salvador, hoping to load the cooler with Dorado. The action starts fast. Despite rough seas and heavy chop, Jimmy hooks into a strong mahi just minutes after the spread goes out. The fish erupts from the water in a flash of green and gold, tail walking across the waves before diving deep again. With steady pressure and careful boat work, the crew brings it to the side, and a clean gaff shot secures the first catch of the day. The colors glow on deck, a clear sign that dinner is already guaranteed. Not long after, another rod bends. This one stays down at first, pulling hard without breaking the surface. And for a moment, there's doubt whether it's even a Dorado. Then it jumps.
And I may have a tuna on. I'm not sure if it's a dolphin because it's not jumping. It is. All right, I just heard from up top, it is a dolphin. Got a Dorado on.
Throwing spray in every direction, leaving no doubt. The fight is on. The fish gives them everything. Runs, jumps, and close passes under the boat. But eventually it tires and comes aboard. Then comes the highlight. Louisa herself hooks up. And as she fights her fish, another Dorado chases right alongside it. A reminder that these fish travel in schools. Her mahi leaps again and again, almost throwing the hook, but she keeps control, and soon another beautiful catch hits the deck. By the end of the trip, the cooler is full. Bright mahi stacked on ice, ready for the evening meal. Back at Casa del Golfo, Jimmy makes quick work of the fillets, slicing clean loins and preparing them for the kitchen. It's the perfect close to a day of fast action, rough seas, and unforgettable fish. That's fishing with Louisa. Big water, bright colors, and fresh Dorado straight from ocean to table. And if you thought that was intense, wait until you see what happens next out on the water. In September 2024, Christine Fisher, a channel known for bold experiments and raw bass fishing, takes us deep into the North Woods. This time, she's leaving finesse gear and live scope behind. Instead, she's trying something almost nobody attempts for smallmouth, punching heavy mats with 1.5 ounce and 2 ounce rigs. The first strikes come fast. A wake bait gets hammered, and a thick bronze back smashes the surface before sliding to the net. But the real jaw dropper comes minutes later. Christine drops her punch rig into barely 6 inches of water, hops it once, and her rod doubles over. What comes out of the grass is a giant, over 20 inches of smallmouth that fights like a snake in the weeds. It's proof the crazy idea works, and the excitement is impossible to hide. From there, the day goes off. She and her buddy Jord double up, both hooked into big river smallmouth at the same time. 19 inchers, fat 18 inchers, and fish after fish bulldozing through cover that most anglers would never even flip into.
Look at that fish, you guys. 19 1/4 incher punching. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful fish.
Even when one shakes free, the hits keep coming and the pattern holds strong. The highlight isn't just the size of the fish, though. It's where they're caught. 6 inches of water, thick mats, places most people wouldn't waste a cast, yet the smallmouth are stacked there, crushing punch baits the moment they drop through. It's unconventional, it's messy, and it's absolutely electric. By the end of the trip, the Northwoods has given Christine exactly what she came for. A reminder that sometimes the best fishing comes when you throw the rule book away. Big fish, shallow strikes, and non-stop action, all from a technique nobody expected to work. That's Christine Fisher, pushing limits, trying the unthinkable, and proving that the rewards are worth it. From one shocking catch to another, this next moment shows just how unpredictable fishing can be. Gale Force Twins is a YouTube channel run by sisters Emily and Amanda, known for their saltwater tutorials and non-stop offshore action. Today they're dropping heavy jigs on a wreck, sitting 300 feet down. where anything from amberjack to tuna could be waiting. The first catch of the day sets the tone. A blue runner rockets up and swallows a jig nearly as big as it is.
Runner. This blue runner just ate a massive vertical jig. Bring in the boat. Look at that. Nice job. You caught a blue runner.
I caught bait.
You caught bait. That's actually really funny.
Not the target, but a good laugh to get things started. Moments later, the real chaos hits. Amanda hooks a bonita, but as it nears the surface, a pack of sharks moves in. The fish comes up shredded, a huge bite ripped from its side, proof that every hookup is going to be a race. They reset and drop again. Rods bend, drags scream, and another heavy strike nearly doubles Amanda over. For a second, it feels like the big one. Then, the line goes slack. Fish gone, jig gone. That's vertical jigging on a wreck, brutal, exhausting, and unforgiving. But the action doesn't stop. Between close calls with sharks and pulled hooks, they manage to muscle fish out of the chaos. Bonita, cudas, and hard strikes that test every knot and every bit of stamina. By the end, they take a moment to show exactly how they do it. Knife jigs, butterfly jigs, 60-pound leader, and the rhythm it takes to work the lures fast enough to trigger bites without burning out. It's intense, it's messy, and it's exactly what offshore jigging is about. The thrill of never knowing what's going to eat your lure, or if you can win the fight before the sharks do. That's the Gale Force twins, teaching, laughing, and proving that deep water always has a surprise waiting. Things don't slow down here. Our next encounter proves that nature always has surprises in store. In June 2020, the real Hillary Sue shared a video. It's a Keys-based channel where Hillary turns simple dock fishing into real, unpredictable action. Today she's in Islamorada with shrimp for snapper, squid for sharks, and a plan to hook whatever slides past the pilings. The first drop sets the tone. She hooks a strange, spiny mystery fish she's never seen on this dock, keeps her hands clear, and slips it off with a rag.
And I don't know if I want to touch it because I don't know, I just don't know. So we're gonna get a rag here. And I'm just gonna get this out, but I really have no idea what this fish is.
Before the water settles, nurse sharks begin cruising by like slow torpedoes. She teases them with squid, watches them circle, bump, and refuse at the last second, then calls out a baby nurse sliding in behind the bigger shadow. The dock is officially alive. A barracuda changes everything. It ghosts in from under the boards, tracks the bait, flares on it, spits, turns, and finally commits. Drag peels in 2 feet of water, and the fish flashes silver across the surface. One sharp turn at the planks, and it wins the first round. Off in a blur, classic Cuda heartbreak. Back to sharks. One finally eats for real. Hillary lets it chew, leans, and the rod loads up. She walks the fish down the dock, dodging a paddleboard, while a small black tip drifts by like it wants a piece of the action. The nurse comes tight to the bank, clear on the GoPro, but filming solo forces her to free line while she grabs the big camera, and the fish shakes loose. Not the hero shot she wanted, but a clean fight and proof the plan works. The dock turns into a reef sampler. Snapper nip and vanish. Jacks flash through and miss. An angelfish comes up, gets a quick look and a gentle release. Then, the moment she's been chasing for years. A parrotfish on ultralight line and a tiny hook. It mouths the bait, she strikes at exactly the right second, and the fish surges. Somehow it stays buttoned. Net up, colors blazing, beak clicking, bucket list fish landed at last. That's the session. Mystery catch, shark mayhem, a Cuda near win, and a first ever parrotfish, all from one Keys dock, filmed solo, messy, and real. Let's head over to another angler's story, where the action takes a completely unexpected turn. In July 2021, BA Fishing, a Florida offshore channel built on fast, honest action, from a Sea-Doo out of Jupiter shared a video. Today's plan is simple. Pilchards on stinger and circle hook rigs, jigs at the drop-offs, and eyes up for anything that explodes on the surface. The morning lays out the rules fast. Bait goes down, the screen lights up, and the taxman shows multiple sharks shadowing every hookup. A heavy jig bite surges, pressure vanishes, and you can almost see the fish shoot skyward to escape those shadows. Reset, re-rig, stay patient. The first clean win is a solid king mackerel on the stinger rig, boated before the sharks can close. Bleed it, ice it. Perfect for a smoked fish dip, and keep drifting.
All right, guys, we got king number one. Got him up before the sharks. Whew. So this is a kingfish. I like to keep these and use them for fish dip, so we're gonna smoke them. Hopefully we'll find a couple more out here.
The spread keeps paying. A hard thump on the metal and the rod bows deep. Bonita this time, all muscle and speed. Not dinner, but great strip bait for another day. Then a surprise flashes silver in the wash. A baby African pompano pinned on the jig, bright and weirdly elegant. Released after a quick look. Offshore does this to you. You aim for kings and tune the spread. And something you've never caught on that setup slides into the picture. And then, the moment that makes the day. A pilchard on fluoro gets freight trained, the surface tears open, and a sailfish clears the water right as a shark angles in from below. Now it's a race. The Sea-Doo throttles up, sliding the fight out of the danger zone, while the fish streaks ahead and the hook settles perfectly in the corner. Hands shaking, line singing, the run turns to circles, the circles to close passes. The shark fades, the sail holds. At the ski, the hook pops free, the bill is steadied, and the fish gets a long, careful revival before it kicks hard and disappears into blue water the way a release should look. Kings in the box, bonita for bait, a surprise pompano, and a shark-dodging sail on a personal watercraft. Pure Jupiter chaos, handled with smart rigs and steady nerves. That's BA fishing. Quick reads, tight gear, and the kind of offshore day you remember for years. Just when you think you've seen it all, this next clip reminds us why fishing never fails to deliver excitement. In 2024, Avery shared a YouTube video. It's a channel that turns big ideas into real fishing missions. Today's goal is simple to say and hard to do. Stay on Long Point Bay, Lake Erie, until she lands 16 different species.
Rowan, and my goal, like I said, is 16 different species. I have kind of a plan. Claire is going to be joining me at some point.
The plan opens in Port Rowan Marina with classic carp tactics. Corn on a hair rig, a baited spot, and patience. The carp don't cooperate, but a heavy bullhead does. And species 1 goes on the board. Out toward the point, the trip flips from quiet to electric. A rod folds, and a massive freshwater drum surges into the net. A new personal best, and species 2. An offshore log becomes a gold mine. A drop shot with leech turns into a run of panfish trophies. Thick rock base, a huge pumpkin seed, and an oversized bluegill from the same mark. A Texas-rigged stick bait adds a solid largemouth, and a quick stop at a creek mouth turns a tiny jig and float into fast perch. By dinner, the counter sits at 7. They switch to boat camp mode. Skillet burgers, batteries, and cameras topped up off a compact power bank. A projector lighting up movie night while carp and cut bait rods soak in the dark. Day 2 starts on the North Shore and straight into chaos. A planer line is bent, another tangles, and Avery ends up hand-lining a thick northern pike to the net as a rod tip snaps off. It's a win with a price. Deeper water pays steady but unhelpful dividends. Walleye after walleye when they're hunting rainbows. One keeper locks in species 9. The rest go back as they grind for a trout that never shows. Day 3 brings wind and stubborn smallmouth, so she does the smart thing, ties on a leech, and just gets it done. The The rod loads, the fish bulldogs under the boat, and a true chunk smallie, 4+ pounds, slides into the net for species 10. One last push into warm, skinny water delivers the day's best surprise. A long-nosed gar on a small crank, prehistoric and perfect, safely released as number 11. The finish line stays out of reach. Crappie, bowfin, carp, and channel cat don't bite. But the story's still a win. 11 species in 3 days, including a PB drum and a trophy smallmouth, plus a working blueprint to run it back and close the full 16.
All right, we gotta get a tail rope on him. Hurry, get a tail rope on him. Hey, someone help.
Very alone. as I'm getting attacked by sharks.
On May 23rd, 2015, something unforgettable happened off the coast of Florida. The channel is called Blacktip H. They focus on big game fishing adventures, often chasing the most powerful fish in the ocean. Their videos show the thrill, the danger, and the excitement of fishing at sea.
10? It sounds like 3/4 of one right now. This got you going pretty good.
Oh, I can see it, I can see it.
This day began like many others for the crew. They set out targeting smaller fish, building up the food chain step by step. First, they caught bait fish, then moved on to larger prey. The ocean was calm and spirits were high. Nobody expected what was about to come. After hours on the water, one of the rods bent sharply. The line screamed as something massive pulled away. At first, the crew thought it might be a huge bull shark or another large predator common in these waters. But as the fight continued, the strength and speed of the fish hinted at something different. Minutes turned into a battle. Everyone on board was focused, working together to control the rod and reel. The fish stayed deep, refusing to surface. Then, without warning, the water exploded. Rising from below was a giant great white shark. It breached just enough for everyone to see its unmistakable shape and enormous size.
Look at that, he's breaking the surface.
Yeah! That's the shot, baby! Yo, how far, look how far it was from that dorsal to the tail, boy. There's no mistaking. There you go, come on, do some crazy stuff.
That's a magnificent.
Oh my gosh, dude, look at that thing. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh! Oh!
There it is! There it is!
For the anglers, it was both breathtaking and terrifying. The shark dwarfed anything else they had encountered that day. Its power was unmatched, and every turn threatened to snap the line. The crew struggled to hold on, careful not to lose the rod or get pulled toward the edge. The great white made several runs, testing the gear and the stamina of everyone fighting it. Cameras rolled as the shark showed its full body near the boat. Few fishermen ever come this close to such a predator, especially while hooked on rod and reel.
All right, we gotta get a tail rope on him. Hurry, get a tail rope on him. Hey, someone help him get a tail rope. We gotta get a tail rope so we can get this guy going forward. We gotta hurry, guys. Go around him, get a J hook, do something.
I'll use the monster shark rig. Hold on.
Hurry. We gotta get him going back forward here. Help, I'm trying to get this rope around him.
Go guys, look inside this great white shark.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe it, we hooked him. He bit us off. We got him back. We're reviving him right now with boats in reverse. Oh my gosh. Jason, how big are these fishes?
I don't know, man. He's as big as the fish needs to come.
I think this is between 1,500
Wow.
and 2,000 pounds. This is the biggest fish ever caught on Blacktip H.
Look how big she is.
What an animal. What an absolute animal. She's almost there. I need to back up a little faster. It probably will just break her off.
Finally, after an exhausting battle, the shark broke free. The crew stood stunned, realizing they had just fought one of the ocean's top predators face to face. It wasn't about landing the fish. It was about witnessing the raw force of nature so close, something most people will never experience. This video became one of the most memorable on the channel. It showed that no matter how much you prepare, the ocean always has surprises waiting. On June 25th, 2017, Robert Field uploaded one of his most shocking fishing encounters to his channel Field Trips with Robert Field. His channel is all about outdoor adventures, kayak fishing, and survival stories on the water. This day, Robert set out on his kayak in Florida, ready to hook into some big fish. The calm water gave no sign of what was about to happen. After a while, he hooked into a powerful fish that started pulling hard. Robert braced himself, knowing it could be something special. But just as the fight was heating up, something massive appeared from below. A hammerhead shark rushed in and attacked the fish on Robert's line. In a matter of seconds, the water erupted with splashes. The shark tore into the fish, thrashing violently right next to his kayak.
That's a little sketch. I don't see him now. I didn't see the shark, but something just swirled big time on my boat, right? Oof. I think I just got attacked by a shark, you guys. Like, technically. It's a little eerie. It's like so calm. It's like more eerie than if it was rough.
Robert's voice filled with shock as he realized what was happening. His catch was gone, stolen in an instant. He thought the chaos might be over, but it wasn't. The hammerhead wasn't finished. Out of nowhere, the shark came back and charged at his kayak. Its body slammed the side of the small craft, rocking it dangerously.
And now suddenly feeling kind of very alone as I'm getting attacked by sharks. Let's make a move. Safety in numbers type of situation here, I think.
Robert was just feet away from rows of razor-sharp teeth and an animal that could easily flip him into the water. The tension was extreme. Alone on a kayak, with no protection and only his paddle, Robert had to stay calm. He tried to keep his balance and slowly move out of the area. Every movement had to be careful, because tipping over would have put him right in the middle of the shark's territory. Minutes felt like hours as he scanned the water, waiting to see if the hammerhead would return again. Eventually, the shark drifted off, leaving Robert shaken but safe. The footage captured every second of the encounter, showing just how fast things can turn dangerous on the ocean. This wasn't just a fishing trip. It was a reminder of how small humans are compared to the predators of the sea. Robert's calm under pressure helped him escape what could have been a deadly situation. On July 25th, 2021, the channel YBS Youngbloods shared an intense fishing trip off the coast of Western Australia. YBS Youngbloods is run by Brody Moss, who lives a life close to the ocean. His videos often show survival fishing, spearfishing, and encounters with wild marine animals. This day began like many others, with Brody diving and fishing in clear blue waters. He set out with a simple goal, to catch fresh fish to cook and share. At first, everything seemed calm and peaceful. The ocean looked inviting, and the fish were plentiful. Brody speared a good catch and began swimming back toward his boat. But just when he thought he was in control of the situation, the mood of the dive shifted completely. Out of the deep, a shark appeared. It had sensed the injured fish, and within seconds, it attacked.
No! No! No!
The shark grabbed the catch in one strong bite, leaving Brody with nothing but a line and a surge of adrenaline. Losing a fish to a shark is common in these waters, but this one didn't stop there. After tasting the fish, the shark turned its attention toward Brody himself. He suddenly found himself face to face with a powerful predator. The calm dive instantly became a fight for safety. Brody kicked hard and used his fins to push water between himself and the shark. He stayed as calm as possible, knowing that panic would only make things worse. With every second, the shark circled closer, drawn in by the scent of blood in the water. After several tense moments, Brody managed to get some distance and climb back into his boat. His breathing was heavy, and the seriousness of the encounter hit him. He had nearly gone from fisherman to prey in just a few moments.
Oh! Oh! Woo! Can you grab that, Vicky, you reckon?
The fish?
Yeah! Or just at least hold it.
How do you do it? Oh my god!
I'll get him in. Oh my god!
Back on the boat, Brody explained the reality of living from the ocean. The ocean provides food and freedom, but it also brings risk. Sharks don't always distinguish between a fish and a diver. Respecting them and keeping calm is the only way to stay safe. This encounter was a reminder that nature is unpredictable, and survival means staying alert at all times. On September 9th, 2020, the channel Morning Tide Fishing uploaded a video titled "Accidentally Hooking Up to Sharks While Fishing for Pelagics." Morning Tide Fishing is run by a group of Australian anglers who travel to remote coastlines, testing their skills against big fish from the rocks and reefs. Their videos often show dangerous situations, raw moments in nature, and the challenges of land-based fishing in harsh conditions. In this video, the team heads out to a rocky ledge in search of pelagic fish like tuna and mackerel. The sea is rough, the waves crash hard, and every cast holds the chance of connecting with something powerful. Their heavy tackle is prepared for speed and strength, but even the best gear struggles against what happens next. One of the anglers hooks into what feels like a strong pelagic fish. The rod bends deeply, the reel screams, and the line cuts through the water. At first, it seems like a dream hookup, but soon, the fight changes. The fish slows, the pull becomes heavy, and then the unmistakable head shakes begin. A shark has taken the hooked fish, and now the angler is locked into a fight he never intended. From the rocks, they can see dark shapes in the water. The shark is massive, circling close, showing its fin above the surface. The team reacts quickly, shouting instructions and trying to keep the line clear of sharp rocks. They know that one wrong move could mean losing the fish, or worse, losing gear into the shark's jaws. The fight drags on, with tension building as the shark refuses to let go.
You getting shocked? I'm getting shocked! Oh!
Another cast is made later, and again, a fish is taken by sharks before it can be landed. The anglers realize they are surrounded by predators. What began as a hunt for tuna has turned into a battle against relentless sharks that dominate the area. It's both thrilling and intimidating to witness. Their skill and patience are tested with every cast, and the risk of standing on slippery rocks only adds to the danger. The video captures the raw power of nature, reminding viewers that the ocean belongs to its creatures first. For Morning Tide Fishing, it's another unforgettable encounter, proof of why their channel has gained such a loyal following. In June 2021, the YouTube channel PeggyandSues_Oz Adventures shared one of their most dangerous fishing trips. This channel follows two Australian adventurers who explore remote places, often combining camping, survival, and fishing. They bring viewers along as they face the harsh realities of the outback.
Quick measure.
On this trip, the pair headed deep into crocodile country to chase barramundi. Barramundi are prized sport fish, strong fighters, and often found in waters where crocodiles and even sharks live. The video begins with a warning of just how risky the location is. Locals call it one of the deadliest fishing spots in Australia, and it quickly becomes clear why. As they launch their small boat into murky waters, the sense of danger builds. Crocodiles are known to patrol these areas, sometimes only meters from the shoreline.
You really have to have your wits about you every single second you're in the water with crocodiles.
The anglers cast lures near the snags and river mouths, where barramundi usually hunt. It doesn't take long before they hook into a fish. The rod bends and the fight begins.
He's still on there.
But as they reel it in, the water erupts. A shark appears, chasing the hooked fish right to the boat. The sudden attack leaves them stunned. They came to fish for barramundi, but the sharks are just as interested in their catch. This pattern repeats throughout the trip. Several fish are taken before they even reach the net. The video captures the raw struggle between angler and predator, with the fisherman caught in the middle. Adding to the danger, crocodiles also lurk nearby. At one point, the camera pans to the riverbank, and a large croc is spotted slipping into the water. The tension rises. In these waters, a moment of carelessness can be fatal. They keep fishing, but every cast carries the risk of not just losing a fish, but encountering an apex predator up close. Despite the threats, they manage to land a few barramundi. Each successful catch feels like a victory, not only over the fish, but over the environment itself. Their excitement is mixed with respect for the dangers surrounding them. This isn't just fishing, it's survival. By the end of the trip, the footage shows why this place has its reputation. Sharks, crocodiles, and wild conditions make it one of the most unforgiving fishing spots in the world. Yet for these anglers, it's all part of the adventure. 10 Tampa Bay is a local news channel covering stories and events across the greater Tampa Bay area. In this harrowing fishing encounter, an angler is battling a powerful tarpon in Big Sarasota Pass when a shark suddenly leaps into the fray and snatches the fish. Tensions rise instantly as the peaceful scene turns dangerous. A hefty tarpon thrashing on the line, the water erupting in a flurry of activity, and then, without warning, a shark materializing and yanking the catch right out of the angler's hands. The angler fights back instinctively, tightening his grip on the rod and reeling with all his might. His muscles strain. Viewers can feel the snap of tension in every line. All around, the waves rock the small boat, creating a dizzy, disorienting backdrop to this sudden clash of wills. The shark's dorsal fin breaks the surface, jaws full of teeth cut through the water, its intent all too clear. The tarpon, still hooked, thrashes wildly as the shark clamps down and the angler struggles to maintain control.
Hey, someone help him get a tail rope. We gotta get a tail rope so we can get this guy going forward. We gotta hurry, guys. Go around him, get a J-hook, do something.
Seconds stretch into an eternity. Every pull of the reel, every flex of arm and flicker of water ramps up the sense of danger. The shark refuses to let go, pulling the fish deeper, dragging the angler toward peril. For a moment, it seems the predator may win, but the angler digs deep, finding reserve strength in desperation and adrenaline, and manages to anchor himself and get the upper hand. In the end, the shark relents with a final tug. The angler reels in what's left of the tarpon, or perhaps only the line. The tension breaks, and shock ripples through everyone watching. A stunned silence follows this dramatic confrontation, the adrenaline still pulsing, hearts pounding. This segment illustrates how quickly a day of fishing can turn into a brush with nature's raw power. It's a reminder. In the wild, peace is fragile, and respect is earned with caution. And on that November day, the sea reasserted its untamed might.
Look at that!
Ooh, what is that?
Sarah?
Is that a
Almighty? That looks like a giant.
That was fucking awesome!
On June 2021, the YouTube channel Darcizzle Offshore, a channel run by Darcy, known for offshore fishing, spearfishing, and sharing the thrill of being out on the water, captured one of the most shocking moments of her fishing career.
Get back.
The clip begins with Darcy, hooked into a strong Florida tarpon. Tarpon, a powerful fish, often called the Silver King, famous for their jumps and long battles. She's fighting it close to the boat, the rod bent deep, the line tight, and everyone focused on the struggle. Then the water changes. Out of the depths, a shadow begins to move fast. A massive hammerhead shark, far longer than the boat is wide, charges into the scene. Within seconds, the fight with the tarpon takes a shocking turn.
Go, 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 go! Go, Tarpon, go!
Hold on. Sit, get in easy.
The hammerhead explodes on the tarpon right beside the boat. The splash is violent. The shark whips its head, jaws clamping down. Darcy pulls hard, but it's clear she's no longer fighting a tarpon. She's witnessing nature in raw form. Close quarters chaos erupts. The crew shouts, the rod jerks, the water churns, and the tarpon is torn apart just feet from where they stand. The size of the hammerhead is overwhelming. Its dorsal fin cuts the surface like a knife, circling, refusing to let go of its prize. For a moment, there's nothing anyone can do but watch. The tarpon fight is finished. The shark has won. It leaves only splashes, bubbles, and pieces in its wake.
He's on him. He's down there. Right here. Right here. Right here. You're down deep with him. He's got him. And his mouth down there. Right here. You're down deep, 20 feet deep. There's a tarpon. Coming back up.
The energy on the boat shifts from excitement to shock. This is the kind of encounter that reminds anglers that out here, predators always rule the water. Darcy reacts with wide eyes, stunned by the suddenness of it all. 1 second she's fighting a tarpon, the next she's inches away from one of the ocean's most powerful hunters taking control. The danger feels real. The hammerhead is so close it almost brushes the boat. Moments like this show why offshore fishing can never be predictable. You might set out chasing one fish, but in Florida waters, something bigger is always lurking. This shocking encounter between Darcizzle offshore and a hammerhead shark proves how wild and unforgiving the ocean can be. On June 2023, the YouTube channel Kelly Young, a channel where Kelly shares her fishing, diving, and ocean adventures, posted a video from the Bahamas that turned into one of the most nerve-wracking encounters you'll ever see.
We have a lot of stuff on the boat. We got a lot of stuff crammed in there and in the back as well. So we want to go ahead and get some extra weight off this boat, and then we will be going spearfishing.
Kelly sets out for a day of spearfishing. The goal is simple: catch a fresh fish dinner. The water is clear, calm, and blue, but there is an immediate sense of tension. From the first dive, sharks appear. Not just one or two, dozens.
Look at that.
Whoa, what is that?
Sarah?
Is that a
Almighty? That looks like a giant chub.
She descends with her spear in hand, scanning the reef below, but sharks circle in every direction. Some swim far in the background, others moving close. The risk is obvious. Once she shoots a fish, the blood and vibrations will bring the sharks in faster. Kelly lines up her shot and hits her target. Almost instantly, shadows rush closer. The sharks know there's food in the water. She pulls the fish to her, but the predators close in, their movements sharper, faster. The water fills with flashing bodies as more and more sharks crowd around. Back on the surface, Kelly tries to keep control of the catch. Her team watches closely from the boat, ready if things turn dangerous. Every time she dives back down, the same scene repeats. Sharks everywhere, swarming around the reef. At one point, there are so many circling that she counts nearly 100 in view. It's a wall of moving fins and teeth, testing her nerve. Despite the danger, Kelly stays calm. She uses short dives, quick retrievals, and keeps her focus sharp. The sharks come right up, sometimes brushing close, but she refuses to panic. Slowly, she builds up her catch while fighting to stay one step ahead of the predators. The most shocking moment happens when she tries to bring up another fish, and several sharks charge at once. The water explodes in sudden movement. Kelly yanks the fish in, barely avoiding losing it to the frenzy. The scene shows just how quickly things can spiral underwater when sharks are competing for food. By the end of the day, Kelly surfaces with fish for dinner.
Have y'all not told me that I don't have a mustache? I totally forgot until...
I forgot.
And then I was like, interesting.
But the real story is her composure in the middle of chaos. Diving with one shark is tense. Diving with 100 is unforgettable. August 2023, Gale Force Twins, a channel where twin sisters show their fishing and ocean adventures. In this shocking clip, the twins head out to fish in what they call a shark nursery. The water looks calm at first, but it's hiding more than anyone expects. Baby sharks swim just beneath the surface, moving fast and circling close. The twins cast lines into the shallow water, laughing and talking as the action starts. Before long, a shark rushes right up to the boat, chasing the bait and snapping at anything nearby. The twins lean in to control the lines, but the sharks are too curious and bold. Every splash of water brings them closer. You can see fins breaking the surface, cutting fast across the waves, almost brushing against the boat. Then comes the moment that makes the story unforgettable. As one of the twins steadies herself near the edge, a shark surges up right beside her foot. The water explodes, and for a second it looks like her toe is gone.
We got another one! We got another one!
Ready to release
another
your
baby
shark?
shark. Guys, these sharks, if you feel them,
She jumps back just in time, shocked but still holding onto her line. The camera catches everything, showing just how close it was. The shark wanted the bait, but it came inches from biting her instead. What makes this encounter so intense is that it wasn't a huge predator, but a pack of smaller sharks that didn't care how close they got to the humans. Each time a fish was hooked, 3 or 4 sharks swarmed around, fighting to take the catch. The twins had to work together to keep control, pulling the fish in before the sharks could snatch it away. Even after the close call, they kept fishing, showing their skill and calm in the chaos. But you can hear the nervous laughter in their voices, knowing just how near the danger really was.
I was gonna bite my foot off. Oh, maybe I would have nibbled a pinky toe.
There's actually.
The ocean can turn wild in an instant, and this clip proves it. For the Gale Force twins, it was supposed to be a normal fishing trip in shallow waters. Instead, it became a reminder that when you're dealing with sharks, size doesn't matter. Even the smaller ones can deliver a big scare. July 2021, Vicky Stark, from the channel Vicky Stark, a channel where she shares her fishing adventures in Florida and around the world. On this day, Vicky was out on the water when she hooked into a solid barracuda. These fish are known for their speed and sharp teeth, and the fight itself was already exciting. The barracuda ripped across the surface, silver scales flashing in the sun, thrashing as Vicky held pressure on the rod.
Head in the head, get him in the head. Practice getting him in the head, yeah. Yep, grab towards you. Under.
But then the real shock happened. Out of nowhere, a massive shadow rose from below. A tiger shark, easily 12 feet long, rocketed up with incredible force. In an instant, it demolished the hooked barracuda. The attack was violent and fast, leaving almost no time to react. The water exploded as the predator ripped the fish in half, shaking the boat with the sheer power of its strike. Vicky and her crew could only watch as the ocean's food chain played out right beside them.
I'll do it. Oh! That was fucking awesome! That was like the carpet. This is nice. I don't care what anybody says. Fish and her.
What started as a routine catch turned into an encounter with one of the sea's most powerful hunters. The barracuda never stood a chance. The tiger shark circled after the strike, searching for any remaining pieces. Its striped body cut through the water, a reminder of why it's called the Tiger of the Sea. For a moment, it felt like everything else on the boat disappeared. All eyes locked on the predator gliding just feet away.
Where you at, Jackie?
Right here on the side.
You're good.
This was not just a fishing clip, it was a raw reminder of the ocean's reality. When you fish in shark waters, you never know when they will show up. Vicky's rod bent heavy, but the catch was gone. Only the shocking memory of that shark remained. Moments like these are why fishing channels like Vicky Stark's stand out. You don't always land the fish you hook. Sometimes the ocean decides differently. And when a tiger shark makes that decision, the result is unforgettable. This clip shows how quickly things can change at sea. 1 second, an angler is celebrating a great catch. The next, nature takes over in the most brutal way possible. A barracuda turned into prey in seconds, all caught on camera. August 2023. Leading the Escapade, a YouTube channel that follows women anglers and spearfishers chasing adventure in the open ocean. Their videos often mix the calm beauty of blue water diving with sudden, dangerous moments that remind us how wild the sea can be. In this clip, the team is out spearfishing. The water is clear, the visibility wide, and the fish plentiful. It looks like a perfect day. They slip below the surface with spear guns ready, aiming for dinner. For a moment, it is calm. Only the sound of bubbles rising and the flash of fish moving through the reef. Then the mood shifts. Out of the blue, bull sharks appear. Large, powerful, and unpredictable. These are not curious reef fish. Bull sharks are known for their aggression and for holding their ground. The divers keep steady, but the tension is visible. Every shadow passing close feels like a threat.
That one's pretty big. That's the biggest shark we've seen yet. Oh, hey buddies!
One diver makes a shot, hitting a fish cleanly, but that single strike changes everything. The blood in the water draws the sharks closer. Now, instead of circling at a distance, the bulls cut in tighter. You can see them closing the gap, turning sharply, their bodies tense, as if ready to lunge. The women stay calm, but it's clear this is dangerous. With spear guns held out like barriers, they try to keep the sharks away while securing their catch. The camera shows quick movements. One shark passes right in front, another comes from behind. Every second counts. Then a close call. A diver surfaces with her fish, but a shark follows fast, darting toward her fins. The crew shouts a warning from the boat.
Oh my god! What is it? He's inquisitive.
At the last moment, she pushes the spear gun forward, keeping the shark from coming any closer. Heart-stopping and way too close. After minutes that feel like hours, they manage to get the fish on board. Breathing heavy but safe, they laugh nervously, knowing how close it came. The ocean gave them a fight, and they walked away with both respect and caution. Encounters like this show the thin line between adventure and danger. In blue water, even the best day can turn fast when predators arrive. On September 2022, the channel Brooke Christ Outdoors, a channel where Brooke documents her surf fishing and diving adventures along Florida's coast, shared one of her most shocking fishing encounters. It begins on the shoreline, with the ocean already alive. Schools of baitfish rush along the beach, silver flashes moving as one. Brooke casts into the surf. Knowing predators are never far when the bait migration is this heavy. The first hits come fast. Tarpons slash through the waves, sending water spraying. Their giant bodies roll just yards from where she's standing. Then, the real chaos begins. Dark shapes cut through the waves, sharks moving in on the same bait schools. From the beach, the scene is unreal. Tarpon leap clear of the water to escape, but the sharks charge again and again. Some strike right in the surf line, so close that the water froths at her feet. Brooke keeps fishing, line tight as the predators keep feeding. Every cast could end in a hookup, but the danger is obvious. The sharks are not out deep. They are right there on the beach. At one point, multiple sharks thrash through the same school, scattering fish in all directions. The water turns from calm blue to a churning mix of fins, tails, and splashing bodies. The tarpon fight back in bursts of speed, their silver sides flashing like mirrors, before crashing down in the shallow water. It is a fight for survival happening just a few meters away.
But he's finally almost up on the beach right there. The shark. The shark for a walk, bro? Taking my shark for a walk. There you go, Ricky!
Snagged in the Texan, that's why.
Snagged him in the Texan.
For Brooke, this is exactly why she fishes. Raw nature, no filter. The migration pulls everything together in one place. Prey, predators, and fishermen. But standing there with sharks hunting so close, it becomes more than a normal fishing trip. It's a front row seat to one of the ocean's wildest feeding events. The clip ends with the surf still exploding. Tarpon continue to leap, sharks continue to charge, and the bait schools still run for their lives. It's rare to see action this close to shore, and even rarer to have it all caught on camera. This moment from Brooke Christ Outdoors shows exactly how unpredictable Florida's coast can be. One cast might bring in a trophy fish, and the next could put you face to face with a shark frenzy.
Go, 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 go! Go, Tarpon, go! Hold on. Sit, get in your knees.
Ah, bye, beak. So they're looking at it. Why aren't they eating?
On June 3rd, 2017, the YouTube channel Darcizzle Offshore shared a fishing trip that took a very dramatic turn. Darcizzle Offshore is run by Darcy and her team, and the channel is known for offshore fishing, diving, and exciting saltwater adventures in Florida. On this day, Darcy and her crew were targeting tarpon, one of the most powerful sport fish in the ocean. Tarpon are famous for their size, their silver scales, and their explosive jumps when hooked. They had been patient, drifting baits in the current, when finally the line went tight. A huge tarpon leapt into the air, thrashing its head and body as the fight began. For a while it seemed like a perfect catch. Darcy battled the fish with skill, letting it run, reeling it back in, and keeping tension on the line. Each jump showed the strength of the tarpon, and the crew was clearly excited to bring it closer to the boat.
I was really losing hope. I didn't think we were gonna get a fish. And sure enough, we did. And we kind of just like had one rod in the water for a while and decided to do 2 rods. So that way it increases our chances by 50%.
But just when things looked to be under control, the water behind the fish began to swirl. Something big was coming in fast. In an instant, a massive hammerhead shark appeared. Hammerheads are powerful predators, and this one had locked onto the struggling tarpon. Within seconds, the shark struck, thrashing violently and creating a huge splash beside the boat. The tarpon didn't stand a chance. The hammerhead clamped down, shaking its head, ripping the prize catch away right in front of Darcy and the crew. The boat rocked with the force of the attack, and the water turned into a churning mess of foam. The crew could only watch as nature took over.
Messing with him. Oh, baby. Baby, you're destroyed. Go, 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 go. Go, tarpon, go.
Come on. Sit, get in your knees.
Go. He's on him. He's down there. Right here. Right here. Right here. Down deep with him. He's got him. And his mouth down there. Right here. You're down deep, 20 feet deep. There's a tarpon. Coming back up. Right here. Right here. Still chasing him. Right here. Right here. Coming up. Right here under the boat. It's so hard to tell.
They had hooked a prized game fish, but in the ocean, bigger predators always have the final say. For Darcy, it was a reminder of how wild and unpredictable fishing really is. Even though they didn't land the tarpon, the encounter became an unforgettable moment. Seeing a hammerhead up close, in full hunting mode, left a lasting memory not only for Darcy, but also for everyone who watches the video. It was shocking, raw, and a reminder that fishermen are always just visitors in the shark's domain. This footage shows the thrill and the danger of offshore fishing. One moment you're celebrating a hard-earned fight, and the next, a giant predator steals the show. On June 10th, 2023, the Gale Force twins released a video that quickly caught the attention of many fishing fans. Their channel is run by Emily and Amanda Gale, twin sisters who love sharing their fishing adventures in Florida and beyond. They often take viewers out on the water, showing the fun, the challenges, and sometimes the scary surprises that come with fishing. In this particular video, the twins decided to explore an area that was known for holding sharks. At first, the trip looked calm and exciting. They were fishing and enjoying the warm Florida sun, laughing and filming everything for their audience. But as they moved into shallower waters, they realized something unusual. The water around them was filled with small sharks.
Step onto this beach, get a little bit better setup, and try and catch a baby shark. To the beach, to the beach. It's really rocky. Try not to stub my toe. To the beach we go. Oh, baby shark! Baby shark right there! Baby shark! Here it is. Oh, so cool. So cool. Baby sharks.
This was no normal fishing trip. They had stumbled into what seemed like a shark nursery. At first, the sight of so many sharks was thrilling. The small sharks swam close, circling their legs and the boat. But soon, the excitement turned into a moment of danger. While standing near the water, one of the twins nearly had her toe bitten by a shark that darted in out of nowhere. It was so fast that it shocked everyone watching. She pulled back instantly, but the message was clear. Even small sharks can be dangerous when they feel curious or hungry. The twins kept their cool, but you could see the shock in their faces. They realized how risky it was to be that close in such a crowded area. The sharks weren't just passing by, they were surrounding them. Every time they looked down, more fins and shadows moved below the surface. What makes this encounter so gripping is the mix of beauty and danger. The water was clear, the sharks were fascinating to watch, and the moment gave viewers a real sense of being there with them. But it also showed just how fast things can change when you're fishing in wild waters. The twins' reaction was natural: shock, laughter, and a bit of fear all at once. In the end, they managed to finish the trip safely, but it was a reminder to always stay alert when fishing in shark territory. What started as a fun day nearly ended in an accident, proving again that nature is unpredictable and respect for the ocean is always necessary. On August 14th, 2023, the YouTube channel Lateral Media shared a remarkable fishing trip. The channel often posts unique outdoor moments, showing both the calm and the chaotic side of life on the water. This video captured a late-night adventure that quickly turned into something unforgettable. The group set out to fish under a bridge, aiming for gag grouper. The night was calm, the water moved gently, and the lights from the bridge reflected off the dark surface. Everyone was focused on dropping lines and waiting for the familiar tug of a bite. For a while, things went smoothly, with fish coming in here and there. The laughter and chatter made it feel like a normal fishing trip. But the peace didn't last long. A sudden splash echoed from the side of the boat. At first, it seemed like just another fish breaking the surface, but the splashes grew louder and closer. Then, out of the darkness, a dolphin appeared. Its sleek body cut through the water with incredible speed, and it had only one thing in mind: stealing their catch. Each time someone hooked a fish, the dolphin closed in. It chased lines, darted beneath the boat, and even lunged at fish right as they were reeled in.
Ah, bite beak. So they're looking at it. Why aren't they eating it? He chased it for a while. Getting snapper bites.
The anglers tried to work faster, pulling fish up before the dolphin could strike, but it became a race they couldn't always win. More than once, the dolphin snatched a fish at the last second, leaving nothing but a torn line and surprised faces on deck.
Might be a giant mango, actually. Nope, just a little grouper. I was like, hiya!
The crew couldn't help but laugh, even though it was frustrating. The dolphin wasn't aggressive toward the people. It was only after the easy meal. Still, its persistence made fishing nearly impossible. They tried moving to different spots around the bridge, hoping to shake it off, but the dolphin followed them like a shadow. Moments like this remind us how wild nature can be, even in places where humans feel in control. The anglers went out looking for grouper, but instead, they ended up in a tug-of-war with one of the ocean's smartest animals. The dolphin's intelligence and determination turned an ordinary fishing night into a story worth sharing. This video is a perfect example of how unpredictable fishing can be. You might plan for one thing, but the ocean always has its own script. On June 14th, 2023, something wild happened out on the ocean. The YouTube channel South Florida Fishing Channel was there to capture it all. This channel is run by passionate anglers who love showing the highs and lows of fishing in Florida and beyond. Their videos usually mix adventure, fishing tips, and sometimes surprising encounters you don't see every day. On this trip, the crew set out to the famous Islamorada Humps. These offshore waters are known for big fish like tuna, mahi, and amberjack. The plan was to catch and cook their fresh fish, making the most of the trip. At first, things seemed to be going as expected. The team dropped their lines, hooked into fish, and enjoyed the steady action. Beata, who often fishes with the group, was eager to land her catch. But while jigging deep, the excitement turned shocking. Beata hooked into what felt like a strong fish. At first, the fight seemed normal. She leaned back, working the rod while the crew encouraged her. Then, the line pulled harder, much stronger than anyone expected. Something didn't feel right. Instead of a fast-moving tuna, the pull felt heavy and slow. Moments later, the truth surfaced. A shark had taken her jig. The sleek predator had grabbed on, turning a routine fishing moment into chaos. The power of the shark was immediate. Beata struggled to hold on while the rod bent sharply under the weight. The crew realized quickly this wasn't the fish they were hoping for, but the raw strength of the shark made it an unforgettable moment. For several minutes, Beata gave it her all. The shark pulled and thrashed, testing her strength and determination. The crew shouted advice, but there wasn't much they could do.
Get the gaff ready just in case.
I see color.
Are you kidding me?
A shark.
This was no small fight, and the ocean predator had the upper hand. Eventually, the line went slack, and the battle ended. The shark swam free, leaving the crew in awe of the sudden turn of events. What started as a calm fishing trip quickly became a reminder of how unpredictable the ocean can be. Beata's shark encounter turned into one of the highlights of the day, even if it wasn't the meal they had planned. Encounters like these are what make offshore fishing thrilling. You never know what might show up on the end of your line. On June 12th, 2021, the channel Darcizzle Offshore shared one of their most unforgettable fishing encounters. Darcizzle Offshore is a YouTube channel run by Darcy, also known as Darcizzle, where she and her team take viewers out on exciting offshore and inshore fishing trips. They show real adventures, teach fishing tips, and share the thrill of being on the water. On this trip, Darcy and her crew headed out into the Florida Keys with one main target in mind: tarpon. These massive silver fish are known for their powerful runs and dramatic jumps. Catching one is never easy, but that's exactly what makes them such a sought-after prize. The crew set up in the pass, patiently waiting for a bite as the tide moved through. When the first tarpon finally struck, the battle was on. The rod bent hard, and Darcy leaned back with all her strength. The fish exploded out of the water in classic tarpon fashion, silver scales glinting in the sun. Everyone on the boat was fired up, cheering as the fight continued. It looked like a perfect catch in the making. But then, things changed in a flash. Out of the deep, a massive shadow appeared, an enormous hammerhead shark. These predators often patrol near the passes, and they are more than willing to take advantage of an exhausted fish.
Aw, baby! Baby, you're destroyed. Go, 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 go! Go, Tarpon, go! Come on, sit, get in.
The crew quickly realized the tarpon was in serious danger. The shark charged with shocking speed, closing the distance before anyone could react. Suddenly, the water erupted as the hammerhead went straight for the tarpon. The crew shouted in disbelief.
He's on him. He's down there. Right here? Right here? Right here? Down deep with him. He's got him. And his mouth down there. Right here.
What had been a thrilling fight now turned into a desperate race to save the fish. Darcy did everything she could, trying to get the tarpon to the boat, but the shark was relentless. The giant hammerhead struck with a violent splash. The once mighty tarpon had no chance. Within seconds, the fight was over, and only the memory of the fish remained. Everyone on board stood stunned, realizing they had just witnessed nature at its rawest. For Darcizel and her viewers, this encounter was both shocking and unforgettable. It showed the wild unpredictability of the ocean, where a trophy fish can quickly become a shark's meal. This wasn't just a fishing story, it was a reminder of the power of nature and the reality that sometimes the ocean decides the ending.